Hi, I'm San Diego family law attorney Brian A. Victor, and welcome to my 14th podcast episode. As I've mentioned now in my previous podcast, listenership has increased with each subsequent podcast I've recorded. As a reminder, if you're not currently a subscriber to my podcast, please make sure to go to the iTunes store and subscribe now so you don't miss any important podcasts regarding child custody and divorce issues. Also, you can go to my YouTube page to listen to any prior episode you may have missed, and also re-listen to podcast episodes focusing on a particular topic of interest. For this episode, I am going to discuss the topic of what needs to be considered when creating a child custody plan. Child custody and creating a child custody parenting plan is not as easy as it may seem. Now, I speak from my nearly 12 years of experience working at Family Court Services at Family Court in San Diego, and from my experience as a child custody attorney here in San Diego. I have had many consultations with prospective clients who do not understand the intricacies and complexities involved in developing a child custody parenting plan. There are many factors that need to be considered when developing a child custody plan. For instance, is there a current child custody plan in place or a court-ordered child custody plan in place? One of the most important things to do is to discuss a current child custody parenting plan in order to understand what the parties have been used to and how the child is doing under the current child custody plan. Additionally, it is important to figure out what is working and what may need to be modified of the current plan. Oftentimes, the entire child custody plan does not need to be modified. From my experience, courts do not like to change an entire parenting plan if some of it is working, especially because it affects what the child is used to. Judges would much rather change certain aspects that may not be working as well when they modify a child custody plan. As I discussed earlier, there are many intricacies that go into the creation of a child custody parenting plan. In fact, there is too much information regarding developing a child custody plan that can even be described in this one podcast episode. Therefore, I will discuss more aspects of it in my next podcast episode. To inquire further about your family law matter, look for a local family law attorney who can discuss this process as it relates to your specific situation. In San Diego, California, contact the law offices of Brian A. Victor for more information on your specific family law situation. Thank you very much for listening to this 14th podcast episode, as well as previous episodes. And feel free to contact me at my website at www.brianvictorlaw.com for any suggestions you have regarding topics for future podcast episodes.